Hello everyone. Only yesterday in the video, I said Trump was softening his stand on India. It seems now he did the U-turn, which is completely normal from Trump. So let's discuss about it first and some interesting info about August month mutual fund report along with the pre-market report video for today, 11th September 2025 for the Indian stock market in terms of Nifty and Bank Nifty. As I said yesterday early morning before our market hours, Trump made this post in its Truth social media that the trade negotiations with India is going well and he was eager to meet Prime Minister Modi as it, which was one of the main reason why Nifty increased and moved closer to 25,000 mark yesterday. However, in the night, as per European diplomat, they said in the conference call that Trump is urging European Union to impose 100% tariff on both India and China to pressure Russian President Putin for agreeing the ceasefire. And yesterday, European Union officials traveled to US to discuss about the sanction coordinations. Basically, in the morning, he was okay. I don't know what happened to him. In the night, he was against India. As we discussed on the Monday pre-market, during weekend, Russia launched the massive strike against Ukraine, like 800 drones and 13 missile attack. So I was expecting similar retaliation from US and Europe on Monday itself. However, analysts believe European Union unlikely to put any sanction on India and China. But this European Union diplomat's visit to US for sanction coordination is kind of alarming. So please keep an eye out for any potential outcome. Now let's move to the next conflict, Israel-Hamas issue. Qatar has been helping Israel-Hamas ceasefire negotiation. Despite that, yesterday, Israel struck Qatar's capital Doha, stating that they are targeting Hamas leaders. Now including India condemned this as this is undermining Qatar's sovereign, and the Qatar Prime Minister said this negated the hope for ceasefire negotiation and Qatar reserved the right to respond. As a consequence, oil price increased by $1. At the time of this video, WTI crude trading near $64 per barrel and Brent crude trading at $67.5 per barrel. Moving to US, before their market opening, their government released the wholesale inflation data, surprisingly which came very low in all the metric. If required, please pause and have a look. In both core and overall PPI data for August month, market was expecting around 3.5%, but it came below 3%. And on month-over-month basis, it actually fell by 0.1% against the expectation of 0.3% increase. So from the rate cut perspective, it's positive, but market didn't cheer much for it as already US market increased substantially. And another reason, if we see in depth on the wholesale inflation data, the drop mainly comes from the services weightage, whereas the product goods price actually increased, which is way worse from the macro perspective. Think for a second, services are the economy that decreasing but the goods price increasing. So in simple term, US economy is not doing great. Anyway, in the end, Dow Jones alone decreased by 0.48%, S&P 500 was up by 0.3%, and thanks to Oracle which increased 40% in one single session, thus Nasdaq also managed to close positive. In case of VIX, it increased to 2% and moved closer to 15.5. Just a fun fact, because of this Oracle share price increase, yesterday Oracle CEO dethrones Elon Musk and becomes the richest person in the world. Coming to Indian ADR, again it had a mixed day. Wipro ADR increased near 1.5% and HDFC Bank ADR increased 0.6%, but the other two ADR, Infosys and ICICI Bank, all closed around negative. However, if we calculate the arbitrage, all ADR indicating some sort of negativity, but Reliance GDR managed to stay on the positive arbitrage difference. In terms of Gift Nifty, early morning today, it traded around 25,073 and the premium yesterday was reasonable around 100 points to the spot market. So for now, it's kind of indicating flat opening. Then moving to new India related info. Yesterday in the aftermarket hours, Association of Mutual Fund released the August month report. And as per that, after reaching record high on July, SIP for August month moderated slightly to 28,250 crore rupees. 1 year ago, this value was only around 17,000 to 18,000 crore rupees. That in 12 months period increased to 28,000 crore rupees. Hence, if it accelerated in its phase means then the strength of FII will decrease further. See, let's assume SIP for the next 12-month average is 30,000, which is very conservative. Then that itself comes around 3,60,000 crore rupees. So this reduces the FII selling impact even if they sell 2 lakh crore rupees worth of shares. In this way, I believe in 2-3 years, DII will exceed FII investment. Let's see. Stock wise, Dr. Reddy's lab acquired Stugran brand for $50 million from Johnson & Johnson. Hence, we could say Dr. Reddy's will be on focus today. Third, about cash market, again FI turned as net sellers, but they net sold for very mild quantity like 115 crore rupees. On the other hand, DII net bought for massive amount, for 5,000 crore rupees. Then, if we see the participant-wise open interest, in the index options on the first day after the weekly expiry, new open interest added about 30%, 37% new put options and 28% new call options. Because of more number of put option addition, PCR ratio further increased to 1.13 from 1.05. Whereas stance wise, all of them trimmed their respective positive. Both FII and proprietary traders got net 9.3% and 2.5% of their open interest favors the negative position, whereas retail traders holding net 12.7% of their open interest favors the positive position. Regarding future index market, no status change. It is roughly same as last 2-3 sessions as it trades on the monthly expiry. As a summary, despite US market closed mixed, the global momentum is good. However, both Gift Nifty and Indian ADR indicating the flat opening, and please look out for any conflict escalation both in Middle East and Europe. In addition, also look out for European Union sanction coordination outcome. Moving on, as per stock open interest, UPL, Trent, Bajaj Auto, Crompton, D-Mart, Shree Cement and Voltas are some of the 33 stocks that got an increased open interest along with a negative close indicating the short build up. On the other hand, Oracle Finserv, Nuvama, Britannia, Divis Lab, Torrent Power and Indian Bank are some of the 66 stocks that got an increased open interest with a positive price close, which means these stocks got the long build up. About the things to look out, there is nothing that I'm aware of is scheduled to release during our market hours, but however in the after market hours, August month US consumer inflation and Europe's industrialization and 10-year note auction are the important major macros are some of the items we need to keep an eye out today. Coming to technical, Nifty opened more than 100 points gap up and stayed above 24,900 throughout the session as well as above all the key moving averages. Then it surpassed 25,000 mark, however finally closed below. Thus on the daily chart, Nifty formed a doji or high wave-like candlestick pattern indicating a tug of war between buyers and sellers. Nifty closed at the falling resistance trend line with RSI climbing further to 56 mark with a positive crossover and MACD also having a bullish crossover, all indicating a potential continuation of bullish momentum. Hence, going ahead, sustaining above 24,820 to 24,750 may lead to Nifty towards 25,160 and higher levels, while support is at 24,820 to 24,750. In case of Bank Nifty, it opened more than 300 points gap up and sustained above 54,000 throughout the session, then closed at around 54,530. Thus, on the daily chart, Bank Nifty formed a doji candlestick pattern indicating indecisiveness among buyers and sellers. In addition, it traded above the 5-day and 10-day exponential moving average but could not sustain above the 20-day exponential moving average and the middle of the Bollinger Band. RSI and MACD both gave a bullish crossover indicating emerging bullish signals, though confirmation is still awaited. Hence, looking ahead, 54,300 to 54,200 zone will act as the crucial support. A sustained move below 54,200 could trigger a decline towards 53,800 followed by 53,400 in the short term. On the upside, 54,700 to 54,800 zone will act as the key resistance. On the options front, the maximum call option open interest was at 25,000 strike followed by 25,500 and 25,200 with the maximum new call option rating at 25,000, 25,100 and 25,200 strike. On the put side, the maximum open interest was at 25,000 strike followed by 24,900 and 24,800 with maximum new put option rating at 25,000, 24,950 and 24,900 strike. Thus, from options data, it suggests that 25,000 is crucial for further upward direction as it will open the door for 25,200 and 25,500 with support at 24,900 to 24,800. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so that it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investigation based on this, as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing this for me and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.